Hi everybody, and I'd like to thank you all for this opportunity to come here today and share some ideas with you. What I'm really trying to offer you today is some invitations. It's some ideas and some concepts, and it's up to you how you apply them, or whether you even apply them in your life. You know, the shoe that fits me isn't necessarily going to be a good fit for you. So I'm going to offer you a number of different ideas and different concepts about how to turn what we traditionally view as problems and obstacles, view them differently, to get a slight shift in the way that we see problems and obstacles, and try to view them. Just shift our thinking. Shift it away from problem and shift it towards challenge. Because as soon as we do that shift, we put ourselves in a different mind space, and we see challenges as something we can actually cope with, something we can manage. We empower ourselves to actually eliminate those problems when we view them as challenges. And so, what I'd like to ask you is stress and challenges, as unwelcome as they may be in our lives, I honestly believe that we need stress and challenges. Because stress and challenges are the very catalyst that opens our mind, allows us to search within ourselves, to look deeper inside ourselves, and actually say, what am I hiding away from myself? What potential am I keeping hidden? It kind of empowers us to start seeing the stuff that we're not allowing to come to the fore. And so I want you to make a choice today. I want you to make a choice to make that shift, to actually start seeing challenges as merely opportunities to learn and grow. And when you do that, your whole way that you see challenges, the whole way that you manage challenges, becomes far more effective and efficient. You know, African folklore has some wonderful stories to offer. And one of the stories I want to tell you today is a story about two young boys who grew up together. One was called Bongani, and the other one was called Mchawi. And these two young boys were inseparable as kids. And Bongani, he was the eternal optimist, and no matter what happened in their lives as they were growing up as kids, he always used to say, that is good. And Mchawi, on the other hand, he was the athlete, he was the physical guy, he was the best warrior in the village. He was the best hunter in the village. And because of that, he was made chieftain of the village. And, you know, Bongani, being the laid-back kind of eternal optimist that he always was, being such a close friend and associate of Mchawi, he obviously became his confidant and his constant companion. So everything that they did it together. You know, the one day they went off on a hunting trip, and they were out hunting, and as Mchawi was about to throw his spear, and as he was about to kill the animal, he tripped and fell. And unfortunately, as he fell, he managed to cut his thumb with his hand. And old Bongani, in his usual laid-back way, came running across, had a look down at this and went, that is good. And Mchawi was not in a good state. He was in a good place. He wasn't feeling very happy. Obviously, he was angry and he was in a hell of a lot of pain. And he shouted and ordered the villagers to take Bongani and banish him from the village forever. Anyway, off they took old Bongani away, and in his usual way, he went, that is good. You know, about a year went by, and Mchawi was off on another hunting trip with his guys. And they kind of were chasing after an animal, and they lost track of where they were. And unfortunately, they wandered into territory where there was a lot of cannibals. And as luck would have it, they were captured by the cannibals and dragged back to the village. Anyway, as they were about to tie Mchawi to the pole, one of the cannibals looked down and was horrified and went, he hasn't got a thumb. And luckily for Mchawi, cannibals will never eat anybody if they're not complete. It's very bad luck. So they immediately released Mchawi and sent him on his way back to his village. Anyway, as Mchawi was walking and on his way back to his village, he started to think, what have I done? How have I treated my best friend? The guy who loves me, who loved me the most. I've sent him into exile. How bad am I? Anyway, he fell down on his knees and he started weeping. He was holding his face and he was thinking, how could I have been so bad? How could I have treated Bongani, my best friend, so badly? Anyway, he pulled himself together and he walked off back to his village. And the whole way he was walking, he kept hearing those words. He kept hearing those words. That is good. He kept hearing Bongani, positive attitude, always saying that is good. And he realized, hang on a second. Yeah, it was a terrible thing that I lost my thumb. But look what it's done for me now. It saved my life. When he got back to the village, he sent his top warriors and he said to them, guys, whatever it takes, get out there and you've got to go and find Bongani for me. Anyway, they went and they went searching for Bongani. And about 3 weeks later, they found him and they brought him back to the village. And as he walked back into the village, Mogawi ran up to him and threw himself down at his feet and he said, my friend, I've really been horrible to you. I can't believe that I banished you from the village. And then he told him the story about the cannibals and how as a result of him not having a thumb, it saved his life and he actually managed to get away from the cannibals. And the reason he's alive today is because of his thumb. And he said, I'm the worst possible friend. How could I have treated you so badly? And Bongani, in his usual way, you can imagine what he said. He went, this is good. And Mogawi said, how the heck can it be good that I banished my most loyal friend, somebody that loves me so much from my village? It's just outrageous. And Bongani looked at him and he said, you know what? If I'd have been living in the village, I would have been on that hunting trip with you. And believe me, those cannibals would have eaten me.